Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Limit Breakdown. We'll break down the latest in TV, movies, and everything going on in entertainment. The Boys Season 4 is out. The first 3 episodes have already dropped. Sid here is behind the ball, and he's only watched the first 2. So we're only going to talk about the first 2 today. But here's your spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of The Boys Season 4, go ahead and tune out. But let's go ahead and talk about what you thought of start of a new season 4 of The Boys.
I was so excited. I'm still excited for the new season. I thought they put us right back in the story, jumped us right in. I will say it was a little slower than normal. I think they're doing a lot of like building and stuff. But overall, they jumped right us in. The story is great. I love the new characters they added, specifically Sister Sage. I think she's going to be the new, in my opinion, I think she's going to be a new anti-villain.
Anti-hero?
Anti-villain. Okay. From my understanding, anti-villain is someone who does bad things with good intentions. Like Thanos was a bad guy, but he had good intentions, bad actions. An anti-hero is someone that does something, whatever they want to do, and if it happens to align with heroes, cool. If it does not, so I think she has good intentions, bad actions.
Okay.
So anti-villain.
I don't know enough to debate it.
I'm gonna stick by that theory. Anyways,
all right.
I think she's gonna be a great anti-villain. I think she's playing everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's supposed to be the smartest woman alive.
Yeah,
so.
She's definitely playing everybody. I do like her tactics. I think they're a little rough. Obviously, I'm totally on Starlight's side for obvious reasons. Goodness.
Right.
But beyond that, I think,
yeah, good bumper, nice set of headlights.
Okay.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
Yes. I do like the dynamic that's changing within the group. So is taking lead now. Frenchie has his own personal problems. Huey's basically been absent the whole time from the team because he has issues with his dad. And Butcher is
issues with his mom.
Oh yeah, finally issues with his mom. And Butcher is basically being put in his place like, hey, you can't do whatever the hell you want to do by everyone. Yeah. And even though, yes, you have good intentions, but that's not going to happen anymore. So, yeah.
I think it's... So, Butcher's suffering from the after effects of taking all of the synthetic V. Looks like he's got like some type of brain aneurysm or something going on, or some type of brain tumor.
Something, and he only has X amount of time.
Yeah, he has like 6 months to live. Did you watch there was a spin-off show,
there was 2
Generation V?
I did not watch Gen V. I watched the animated show.
Okay. I didn't watch either one, but from what I understand, the events of that show are like going on at the same time that this stuff's going on.
Gotcha.
They went into that a little bit, into the effects of Gen V.
Compound V.
Oh, Compound V,
yep.
Yeah. Into that. So the consequences of them, abusing Compound V, and then obviously to the the immediate aftermath of Homelander, just murdering somebody in broad daylight at the end of last season, and he goes on trial and he's found innocent. So
I do love the dynamic that they're playing with Homelander. So now Homelander's coming to reality. Well, 2 realities, right? Number 1, which is kind of included, compounded. Number 1, he's realizing that he's becoming old. He's collecting his gray hairs. He's understanding he's getting old and wrinkles and things like that. At the same time, he's trying to push his son to be the next future. But then when his son is finally starting to take the limelight, he's like, this means I'm being pushed away.
Yeah.
And which I think that is what Sister Sage is. What's her name in the show? It's not Sage. Or her name is just Sage. That's her name. Her name is Sage. Her superhero name is Sister Sage. Okay. And I think so. What I'm thinking is that Sage is trying to push a divide between Ryan and Homelander, because you can see it, especially in episode 2, where they're like, "Hey, Ryan, you can have your own outfit and everything," and it looks just like Homelander. He's called Homeboy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was so bad.
And he's like, yeah,
that was
I
so
guess.
bad.
And then you can tell Homelander's like, basically he just wants another him.
Yeah.
And Ryan's like, yo, this is not me. So you can see that divide.
Well, I mean, and the divisions were kind of coming up organically too, because like, he's sitting there telling them, humans are just playthings for us. You're not supposed to care about them. And then when they're doing the whole, they're staging a rescue for him to look like a hero, and then he comes out and he accidentally kills the stunt guy.
Well, he doesn't accidentally. His Homelander tells him to push him.
Yeah.
Homelander's like, no, push him as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Because I think Homelander was like, that's gonna happen. I think he expected that to happen. He's like, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So that's my viewpoint. Homelander doesn't care. And Ryan's
well, yeah, but I mean, Ryan wasn't raised as a sociopath, so like he's not.
I think in an actual situation, let's say that was an actual robbery. In my opinion, then Ryan would have done it, and then maybe felt not as much remorse.
Yeah.
But because
he knew that it was a stunt,
and I think that's what made it worse. Same concept.
Well, there were no stakes. He knew that there were no stakes.
Yeah. Same concept. Flipping it to A-Train, where he's trying to hang out with his nephews.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this one time I had gone to Idaho or something.
Yeah.
And his brother's like, that was all staged. And then his brother's like, dude, you have never actually saved anybody. And it took me a second. I was like, there has to be at least some real life situations that happen, but maybe they're just like, because Vought is basically just a company. They don't really care.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like the 7 seemed to be, for all intents and purposes, just another PR extension of Vought.
So, that part I found pretty intriguing as well.
Yeah, the Truth Con I thought was pretty interesting. Look, there are some not so subtle parallels.
I was gonna let it be, but okay.
between stuff that's currently going on in our political climate and stuff that's going on in the show, and I'm just like, is this intentional?
I was gonna let it be.
Is this intentional?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna go too far into
definitely the little panel that they had with Firecracker and the stuff she was saying, and she's like, oh, what was it, Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, I thought it was funny. Like they panned through several of like the different booths and panels at the con, and I noticed like there were some that were actually true, where it was like Soldier Boy was captured by the government and he's still alive, and like all this and stuff, and I'm like, it's not entirely.
Yeah, that was a little too much of a truth. So I want to get into a little bit of the dynamics of each character, right?
Okay.
So one of the bigger dynamics that I see is Kimiko and Frenchie's situationship. I guess, right? So obviously they're really good friends. I don't recall them ever having a romantic moment.
I thought they did.
Did they have a kiss or
I
something?
thought they were a couple. And
then they're like, and then all of a sudden in this season they're like, hey, we're partners but not together, especially since he's having an attachment to this guy.
Yeah.
So I found that kind of weird.
Yeah, it kind of caught me off guard. I don't remember any hints of them having like any type of rift or anything. I mean, and again, it's difficult to really judge, because in the beginning their relationship was more like he was her protector, her rescuer, if anything, and I guess it was just kind of assumed that the relationship developed into romantic, but I guess it was never solidified.
Yeah. So, and then obviously, I think end of episode 2, Frenchie calls. Who does he? I don't know who he calls. The lady who he calls, I didn't recognize her. Maybe it's been a while.
Yeah, it's basically her former handler, like the one that he used to work for before he was working for Butcher.
And then he's like, hey, do you remember this guy? Basically, he killed his family.
Yeah.
And now he's hooking up with him. So he's obviously going through some stuff. Speaking of messy, I'm not gonna say what happened, but the sauna scene.
Oh,
just the sauna
This show is not safe for work.
Yeah.
Please watch it at home.
Yeah, the sauna. All I'm gonna say is the sauna scene. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a second. I was like, is that what's happening? I think? Okay.
No, yep.
Yeah. But the fight scene with duplicating man or whatever they call him was actually pretty intriguing. They bust through a bat mitzvah.
Yeah.
It was of
he reminded me of a character from My Hero Academia that has the exact same power set.
Yeah. Also the girl from Invincible.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Huh.
But the fight scene at the end towards with the bat mitzvah and firecracker, and she has some sort of weird fire powers. Didn't really work. Kimiko basically whooped her butt. And they kill the original, and all his bodies just lay there. So do the bodies go away once the Prime dies? Because it looks like they just lay there.
Don't know. Don't know. Things that make you go, But what are your final thoughts on these first 2 episodes?
I'm hooked already. I think it's a great dynamic that they're playing, and I love that each character has their own stuff that they're dealing with, including the big stuff. I love, so there's a few things that I'm actually looking forward to that are going to change. So the Deep finally aggressing himself towards the secretary lady. I really want to see what Sister Sage's plan is at the end, because she
they also brought in Jeffrey Dean Morgan, famously from the Walking Dead and Supernatural. He played Negan in the Walking Dead, but he's who is he playing? He's playing basically another CIA agent, somebody that used to work with Butcher.
I saw. Yeah, he's like, who do you call yourself? The Boys. That's fine.
They've got
Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah,
randomly. I swear. So
that was great.
That's how the episode starts.
Great.
I thought I was watching a commercial.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I skip this? I was like, am I watching the right show? I thought I clicked on the wrong show. I thought it was like, oh, did I click on a movie or something? It was kind of funny. I was like, what is going on? I love A-Train's switch. So now he's finally understanding that, hey, I was basically a really bad hero, really bad role model. And now he wants to be the good guy.
Yeah, he's on a little bit of a redemption arc.
Yeah, I love that. Obviously, the whole Starlight thing, Starlight trying to be her own person rather than Starlight.
When did... sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. When did they replace Black Noir? I remember him dying, but I don't remember them like...
I don't either.
It might have been like... They're just like, we're just going to recast him and...
It might just be a Gen V show type thing, because in the last... season they killed him. Well, Homelander killed him.
Yeah. I remember. I remember last season Homelander.
Talkative guy.
Yeah, Homelander killing him, and now they just have this guy that's clearly just pretending to be Black Noir.
Yeah,
but he's just like, what's my motivation?
What is my backstory? I'm an actor. I found that kind of weird. So, final thoughts for you?
Final thoughts is. The boys are back. The boys are back. It was a
back in town.
Good first 2 episodes. Third episode was good too.
I'll watch it.
And I'm excited for the rest of the series. We're gonna do a full series review once all the episodes are out. We'll talk about everything.
And fun news to end it off the episode: season 5 is confirmed.
Nice.
And season 5, it will be the last. Will be the final season in the main storyline for the boys.
Oh,
so,
nice.
They have technically the script, but next season will be the last season, final season. However, they are going to continue the story in spin-offs. So just like they did Gen V and the animated, there's going to be other spin-offs from the show, but season 5 will be the last for the main story arc.
Awesome.
So let us know what you like about The Boys in the comments below.
And as always, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Helps us out in the algorithm. We appreciate all of your input. Let us know anything you want to tell us. And as always, we will catch you next time with some more content.